Hi, I'm Lee, and I've been thinking about why people use offensive terms. I feel like I have a personal insight into this question from observing some family members and people that are um, in my life. And as I've considered that and thought about why people use offensive terms in reference to other people groups, um, I think probably the number one factor would be that it has been learned from family members and significant others. Um, it is a learned behavior. I believe a racist attitude is also learned from among family members and peer groups, which is based in the idea of one race being superior to another. I believe that people use offensive terms out of fear that other people groups will threaten their way of life in some way. So it's out of anger and fear. I believe that ignorance of the fact that those terms and attitudes are offensive, and the effect that that has on other people groups. That ignorance would probably continue to encourage the use of such terms. I believe there's a lack of compassion. If there is an awareness of the effect that offensive terms have on other people groups, a lack of compassion would certainly play into a person's continued use of offensive terms. I believe that people very often continue to use offensive terms because of peer pressure, just out of a desire to fit in and identify with others in their own culture and within their own peer groups. As counselors, I am considering this from the perspective of a future school counselor, and I thought of some things that I could do to help combat that and would be my responsibility to do as an effective multicultural counselor. As a school counselor, I believe that empathy training with the student population would be very important. I realize that character training is part of many curriculums and programs at schools, elementary schools in particular, character word of the week. And of course, it would be very important to incorporate empathy training to combat the use of offensive terms. Of course, educating all around these terms and respectful behavior and what that looks like, and modeling that to a student population. I believe that fostering a knowledge and understanding of other cultures and other people groups through school programs and activities that would encourage more knowledge and more education of other cultures and other people groups. I also believe it would be effective to encourage and highlight non-dominant groups to teach us about their culture, to educate us. And in the school environment, it'd be very possible to offer opportunities for that in school programming and activities. So I hope I've answered your question about why I think people use offensive terms in referring to people groups or non-dominant groups, and what our responsibility as counselors looks like. Thank you.